Tom Gruccio, realtor with RE/MAX. I'm here with Rachel Slepecki, owner of Petite and Sweet Bakery. Hey Rachel, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for having me. So Rachel, obviously you make awesome bakery. I've seen some of your work, and it's just so cool what you're doing. And so the people of Bay Village, we all want to know a little bit about you and about what you're doing.
Sure.
So if you would, just take a second to introduce yourself and describe your business for us.
Okay. Well, one of the things, first, Tom, thanks for doing this. It's a great thing you're doing for the community. Here are some treats for you.
Yeah.
As a business person yourself, owning your own business with realty and photography, I made some cookies for Park Bench as well as your own businesses there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that.
And it's a good representation of what I do. I'm a home baker, and I specialize in completely custom desserts. What I make most often are personalized decorated sugar cookies, but I also do custom cakes, cupcakes, and cake pops.
So what made you decide to open this business?
So back when my daughter was a newborn, and I was on maternity leave, there was a segment on the Today Show where these moms were having these Pinterest-inspired parties. And I remember looking at my daughter and thinking, I could do that. I could totally do that for your first birthday. And so I started looking for different inspirations, and for her first birthday I made everything from the invitations to her smash cake to the cake we shared, and of course decorated sugar cookies. And every year after that, it just became like a once-a-year extravaganza for me to be completely creative and improve my baking skills. It was something also to really just honor, you know, my daughter's birthday, make the day so special that she got these personalized items. And then in 2019, I'm actually a psychologist, and I left my career and to be a stay-at-home mom so I could just focus on my daughter. But it was about a week after leaving that I got requests from friends, from former colleagues, even from my daughter's kindergarten teaching assistant to bake cookies for different celebrations. And so about the second half of 2019, I started doing this. And when the year closed, I thought, well, maybe I could make this into a business. And in 2020, actually a year ago today, so today is my 1-year anniversary of having my business, I created Petite and Sweet, and my company's slogan is inspired by my daughter, homemade confections from a PhD turned stay-at-home mom.
Nice, nice, and that story resonates with myself, with my own story, but also, you know, other people I've talked to, that it just seems like so many people we're all so different, but yet so similar, and all just kind of trying to figure it out, and the idea of giving up a career was probably a huge decision for you, but to do something you love and you truly are making a difference in people's lives with you know, the joy it brings and the passion that you put into it. So that's really awesome to hear that. What's your motivation? What drives you to do this?
So every year when I would make the desserts for my daughter, one, it's a creative outlet for me, but most importantly is how excited she would be about it. Getting these desserts that are made just for her and exactly what she wanted, and kind of what, even when she was little, you know, something that just would bring such a smile to her face. And that's why I do this. I get to bake up a part of a person's memory of a celebration. When I think about 2020, it really changed the way that people celebrated milestones. We couldn't have the typical big gatherings that we would normally have, so I had so much business last year where people were coming to me to get something really unique for their loved ones. So cookies that weren't just, you know, or cakes that weren't just happy birthday, but really captured their recipient's personality. And that's what motivates me. When I get a picture or, you know, a text from somebody, or see it posted on social media about how happy the person was or how unique it was that they received, it really makes me it brings me joy to be able to have brought them some happiness to that day.
Yeah, definitely. So what is something that most people don't know about you or your business?
I think for the business is the amount of time that it takes to create something. So I don't have a pantry or freezer full of desserts that I just go to and pull something off the shelf. It usually takes at least a week from the time the person contacts me until pickup. So everything is directly done per what the client is asking. So I do a lot of conversations with my clients, back and forth on pictures or sketches that I create for what they're looking for. And then just the time that it makes to bake the dessert. If I'm doing sugar cookies, I have to bake it soon enough to the date so that they aren't stale, but long enough beforehand so that the royal icing that I use, which is a mix of dehydrated egg whites, powdered sugar, and water, that has time to harden so that it can withstand any of the decorations on there. So I think a lot of times people don't realize that it's at least 1 to 2 weeks per order to be able to go through that whole process.
Yeah, it is a process. So how about you? What's something, maybe unique about you that people wouldn't know personally?
Actually, I have a PhD. I'm a psychologist, and just took this as a career change when people started coming to me and were willing to pay me to do something I really enjoy doing. And so that's probably something a lot of people don't know about me.
And these are my favorite type of businesses, ones that's built out of a true passion. You weren't just here to try to make a buck. This is something you loved, and you just turned it into a business.
Yes.
That's the best kind.
Absolutely.
What are the factors that made you choose Bay Village as a place to live and work?
For me, growing up, Bay Village was a place where in high school we would go to Bay Days, or we would go to see fireworks, or go to Huntington Beach. And as an adult then, the school system and really just a sense of community. Again, Bay Days is something that is so charming that our city has. And just the fact that so many people here you develop friendships with, and there's just a sense of real community within this city.
Yeah, there definitely is. And it seems like, within this community, people really want to see each other succeed and do well and support each other. And, that's what this is all about and why we're doing this. So that kind of brings me to my next point about shopping local within Bay, and maybe not just Bay, but surrounding, but shopping local in general. Why do you think that's important? Should people shop in Bay and keep it local?
Absolutely, right? So the majority of the businesses in Bay Village are, small businesses. We have very few large businesses within our city. And I think one of the things, especially for me, I don't have a website. Everything that I do is through social media, and so it's really been the community that has helped support me and have my business thrive over this past year. It's important because when you shop locally and you shop a small business, you're really helping support someone's dream. And so, I go on any sort of social media, and Bay Village Business Connection, or Secret Bay Village, any of those things, and people will say, "Oh, I'm looking for a dessert," and it's great to see my name pop up. And so many, customers that I had in the beginning were friends, and now it's become that so many of my clients have turned into friends, because there is just a sense in this community when they find something that they like, they're willing to support it and really tell other people so many great things about it.
Yeah, exactly. And another part of it that's really a cool thing is that when we support each other and we support each other's businesses, we lift them up, which lifts the community up, which lifts ourselves up. So by supporting local, supporting small business, supporting home businesses, we in turn support ourselves. Anything exciting going on that people should know about?
Sure. So for 2021, my plan was to be more active on social media and to be a bigger part of my community with my desserts. And just at the end of 2020 and into 2021 here, my desserts are available at the print shop over in Bay Village, and also Mojo's coffee shop. So that's been part of what I hope to do. For this year, I just hope to be able to be more of a presence in the community and for people to be able to buy a lot of my things directly.
Awesome. So the last thing I kind of want to ask about is your branding and your logo.
Yeah. So two things with it. One is my symbol, which is my stand mixer. The first couple of years when I made desserts for my daughter's birthday, I did everything with a hand mixer. And after about 2 birthdays, my husband, for a Christmas gift, which is one that I wanted, was my light blue stand mixer. And so that's the image for Petite and Sweet, but also the name. So Petite and Sweet, the A is purposefully capitalized in the word and, even though it shouldn't be, because PAS is also my daughter's initials. And Petite and Sweet describes what I make. It also describes me. I'm only 5 feet tall, and my daughter most of the time is a pretty sweet little girl. So the name really sort of encapsulates everything that there is about my business, as my logo is inspired by my daughter, homemade confections from a PhD turned stay-at-home mom.
Nice. Nice. That's a great story. I really appreciate the time, spent with you, getting to know you. The cookies you made me are amazing, and I can't thank you enough. Your products are amazing, and definitely, for all you guys out there watching, definitely give her a call, give her a try. It's really impressive what she's doing over here. So thank you so much for taking the time. My name's Tom Gruccio, realtor with RE/MAX Above and Beyond.
And Rachel Slepecki, home baker with Petite and Sweet.
Thanks for tuning in.